Hello dear students, myself Dr. Sachin Gurule, Assistant Professor from Department of Zoology, KTHM College, Nasik. Now at the SYBSc, I am dealing with the subject zoology, that is zoology theory paper first. But in today's video, we are going to discuss about the information of different subjects belongs to the zoology at SYBSc, the system of examination, and we are going to discuss the syllabus of the zoology theory paper first. Now, first of all, welcome all of you at the SYBSc in the zoology. Now, you are in the third semester. 2 semesters you have already completed in a FYBSc, and the pattern which is following at a SYBSc level is a choice-based credit system pattern. And for the SYBSc zoology, the syllabus for that choice-based credit system is implemented from this academic only, from 2020-21. Now, among the subject zoology, there are total 3 papers: zoology theory paper first, zoology theory paper second, and third one is a zoology practical paper. So there are 3 papers you have to learn at the SYBSc belongs to the subject zoology. Now this table is summarizing the course details, their credit and the examination patterns. Let's see one by one. First of all, the first paper, theory paper, the course number is ZO231, that is animal diversity third. Now animal diversity first and animal diversity second you have already learned at the FYBSc in the first and the second semester. Now this is the third semester and the animal diversity paper is continued for the third semester as the animal diversity third. It has total 2 credits and has a weightage of a 30 hours. Now if you see the examination pattern, the total marks for this theory paper first, that is animal diversity third, is of 50 marks, of which can be divisible into the 15 plus 35. The 15 marks will be there for the internal assessment and 35 marks will be there for the university assessment. Then the second paper, theory, that is ZO232, applied zoology first. It also has the 2 credit and it also has the similar weightage of the 30 hours, and again there are total 50 marks, which is again as the division 15 for internal assessment and 35 for university assessment. That the third paper is a practical paper, that is ZO233, zoology practical paper. This paper is also for the 2 marks. It contains a total 14 practicals of the 3 hours, and it also has the marking system, that is 15 marks for the internal assessment and 35 marks for the university assessment. So this is about the course details. Then evaluation through the examination. Now as you know already, the choice based credit pattern, which is very important, and it has a continuous evaluation system. The whole weightage of the per subject is the 50 marks, which we have already discussed is the 15 marks for the internal assessment and 35 marks for the university final assessment. So internal assessment can be done using a different kinds of the tools. So I'm going to conduct the unit test, few assignment, then group discussion, open book test, oral. So all these are the different methods we are going to use for assessment as the internal marks, and attendance to the each and every lecture is also important. So all these are the different tools can be considered for assessment and for finalizing the internal marks belongs to the total 15 marks. And after completion of the syllabus, the university will declare the schedule of the final examination where you have to attempt the exam of 35 marks. So 35 plus 15 is equal to total 50 marks per subject. So this is the evaluation pattern for the examination for the each and every paper. Then the paper the dealing with, that is theory paper first, ZO231 animal diversity third, which is a zoology paper first. Now there are two divisions at the SYBSc. So Miss Prajakta Dhage will deal with the division B. She will taught the animal diversity third in division B, while for division C, myself Dr. Sachin Gurule, I am dealing with the C division of the SYBSc. Now there are total 3 lectures have allotted per week for this paper, that is animal diversity third of the 2 credit. So if you see the objectives of this subject, the objectives are as follows: to understand origin and advancement of the higher vertebrates, that is tetrapoda. Okay, to understand general character of different groups of higher vertebrates. Now in the FYBSc you have covered most of the invertebrate phyla, and at the SYBSc you are going to introduce towards the higher animals belongs to the vertebrate. So this objective is you have to understand the general character of different higher vertebrate organism. Then third objective is to classify vertebrate and to become able to understand the possible group of vertebrate observed in a nature. So after completion of this syllabus, you can able to classify the vertebrate grossly into the different groups when you spot any vertebrate animal in the nature. Then another objective is to understand different behaviors and adaptations of the higher vertebrates, and to understand the affinities among the different group of the higher vertebrates. So these are the objectives which are set for this paper, that is animal diversity third. Then learning outcomes. Now after learning this subject, what should outcomes you will get after learning this animal diversity third? First outcome, the student will able to understand, classify and identify the diversity of the higher vertebrates. With the knowledge of the vertebrates, you can easily able to distinguish which vertebrate organisms are there, and you can able to broadly classify this animal into the different classes. Then the student will able to understand the complexity of higher vertebrates. Now obviously as you go at the higher organism, the complexity in their body can be observed. After learning this subject, complete subject, you can able to understand that complexity. Then third outcome is student will able to understand the different life functions of the higher vertebrates, how the life functions works by the different system. The students will able to understand the linkage among the different groups of the higher vertebrates. What are the similarities, what are the dissimilarities, or what are the linkages among the different group of higher vertebrates, you can able to understand after completion of this syllabus. And the next one, the student will become aware regarding his role and responsibility towards the nature as a protector, to understand his role as a trustee and the conservator of the life. So these are the learning outcomes which are set by the Board of Studies member for this subject, that is animal diversity third. So let us discuss about the syllabus of this paper. Now there are total 6 chapters. First chapter is introduction to the phylum Chordata, which has the weightage of 3 lectures. Second chapter is introduction to the group Protochordata. There are 3 lectures allotted to this topic. Then third chapter is introduction to the subphylum Vertebrata. There are 2 lectures allotted to this chapter also. The introduction to the superclass Pisces. This is the 4th chapter and has a weightage of 4 lectures. The next chapter is the introduction to the class Amphibia. There are total 3 lectures allotted to this chapter, and the most important and the major chapter belongs to this syllabus is study of the Scalidon, which is the animal type belongs to the vertebrate group, and there are total 15 lectures allotted. So let's see brief summary of the syllabus which we are going to learn. The first one, chapter first, introduction to the phylum Chordata. In this chapter, we are going to learn the 4 subtypes topics, that is origin and ancestry of chordates, how the chordates are originated, and who are actually the ancestors of the chordate, which will be highlighted in this topic. Then second is a comparative account of fundamental characters of chordates with that of the non-chordates. Here we are going to compare with the characters which fundamentally differs from that of the non-chordates and the chordates. Then in the third 1.3, the silent features of the phylum Chordata. What are the typical characteristic feature of the chordate that we are going to learn in this topic. And then after, we are going to introduce towards the classification of the phylum Chordata, at least up to the classes, because at the smallest taxon you cannot able to learn all the classification of all the animals. So we are going to classify that phylum Chordata up to the classes, and we are going to learn the superclass Pisces. In the Pisces there are placodermi, chondrichthyes and ostichthyes, while superclass Tetrapoda contains the class Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and mammals. So in this topic we are going to see a generalized feature of all these classes along with their examples, and there are total 3 lectures allotted to this chapter. Then second chapter is introduction to group protochordate. Now chordates are always start with the primitive chordate, and these protochordates are the primitive chordates that we are going to learn into the second chapter, with the first point 2.1, that is silent features of protochordata. Here we are going to discuss what are the features of the protochordate and how they are different from that of the higher chordates. In the second point 2.2, the silent features of the subphylum with 2 examples of each. Here we are going to learn the 3 groups, that is hemichordata with their example Balanglossus and Rhabdopleura. Then second group, that is Urochordata. It contains the 2 example Hardmania and the Salpa. And third group is the Cephalochordata, which has the example of Branchiostoma, which is commonly known as Amphioxus, and the Asymmetron. So this chapter is also having the weightage of the 3 lectures. So this is about the summary for the chapter 2. And chapter number 3 is introduction to the subphylum Vertebrata. Now in this first topic we are going to learn, that is silent features of Vertebrata, and the introduction and general characters of the division. There are 2 divisions belongs to that Vertebrata subphylum. First one is Agnatha and second one is a Gnathostomata. Belongs to the Agnatha. We are going to learn the example or the characteristic of the Agnatha with the 2 examples, that is Petromyzon and the Mixing. And the next one is a Gnathostomata. The example is frog and the labio. There are only 2 lectures allotted to this chapter because this is a smallest chapter. The next chapter is chapter number 4, introduction to the superclass Pisces. In that chapter we are going to discuss first of all the silent features of superclass Pisces, followed by the introduction and silent features of the classes with 2 examples. Now this superclass Pisces has 2 classes. First one is a chondrichthyes, which are known as cartilaginous fishes, for example the Scalidon and the Chimera. And the second class is ostichthyes, or they are also referred as the bony fishes, with where we are going to learn the 2 examples, labio and the katla. The next part 4.3 we are going to learn the different types of scales in fishes. Scales are actually the exoskeleton of the fishes, and different fishes has a different kinds of the scales that we are going to discuss in this topic. And the last one is a type of fins in the fishes. Now fins are always fishes are always characterized by position of the fins, which are the locomotory organs in the fishes, and these fins are classified into the different types according to their position, according to their nature, that we are going to discuss in the point, that is types of fins in the fishes. With it has a weightage of 4 lectures. The next chapter is introduction to the class Amphibia, and starting with the first point, that is silent features of amphibia. In the second point, that is 5.2, we are going to have an introduction to the various orders of amphibia. In that we are going to learn the 3 orders with their character. First is Apoda. The example of Apoda is Ichthyopis. Then second order is Urodela. The example of Urodela is Salamander or Salamandra. And third order is Anura. The example is Rana or the frog. And then after, we are going to learn a very interesting topic, that is parental care in amphibians, where the adult males and the females of amphibians, they are usually shows a care for their future generation or their kids, and that is referred as parental care, which has the weightage of total 3 lectures. And the last chapter is the largest chapter belongs to this paper, that is study of the Scoliodon, which is the animal type we are going to learn belongs to the vertebrates. Then in the first topic we are going to discuss the systematic position, their geographical distribution, habit and habitat of the Scoliodon, is also referred as the Indian shark. Then second point, that is 5.2, we are going to learn the external characteristic feature of this Scoliodon, that is Indian shark. Then after, we are going to learn the anatomy for the systems, that is digestive system, their food and feeding mechanism. In the next point, we are going to learn the respiratory system in the Scoliodon. Then 5.5 is the external and internal structure of heart and working of heart, how heart works to pump the blood into the body. The next point, 5.6, that is we are going to learn the nervous system with the central part of a central nervous system, that is a brain. Then after, we are going to discuss, that is male urinogenital system and female reproductive system. And last point is yolk sac placenta. Now this whole animal type study of Scoliodon has a weightage of total 15 lectures, and this is the important chapter from your syllabus. So this is about the syllabus for the paper first, that is animal diversity. Third belongs to the zoology, and from next lecture or from next video we are exactly going to start with the chapter number first. The reference books, so university has recommended, so all these are the list of reference book you can use for studying the subject, that is animal diversity third. Particularly the 3 books are very important, that is modern textbook of zoology vertebrate by the Kotpal, which is the standard reference book available in a soft copy or in the PDF on the internet. You can search for that. Then second book is important, that is Coordinates by Aurora, and third one is a Coordinate Zoology by the Jordan and Verma. So these are the 3 among all these reference books are the best reference books you can use for learning this subject, that is animal diversity third. But beside reference book, the textbooks are also available. You can use the available textbook in the market. So I will suggest you to go with the Success publication and the Vision publication, because both these publications book have written by the faculties of our college only. So you can use this textbook also, that is Animal Diversity Third, either from Success Publication or Vision Publication. So thank you very much.